So, hello, welcome everybody to today's live stream. Let me know if you can hear me. It should all be okay with the sound. Yeah, today, Fed Day again. Fed Day. It's 1 more hour basically. 1 more hour till we see the interest rate decision. We might not see too much price action. I mean, I don't know. We had the last few times that were a little bit of a non-event, I think. So, nevertheless, we thought, look, I've got a bit of time. And well, I actually don't, but still, thought it's time for another live stream, and yeah, we want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the markets, what the Fed has planned potentially, what potentially might happen depending on what they decide. What is actually the projection? You can see that here, probably no interest rate increase. That's currently the projection. But ultimately, they will decide that today. So yeah, let's see. Let's wait a few more minutes for people to come in. It would be great if you could all hit the like button, your like buttons. It will help the live stream to get a little bit more popularity. And yeah, then we take a look at a few cryptos. And so where are you all watching from? Let me know. And then I drink my coffee, and then we take a little bit. We take a look at a few charts. It's Resho, first time watching stream. Hi, very welcome, warm welcome. Yeah, I thought sort of an hour. I mean, in 1 hour we've got the decision, right? So I just need to have a look because the dogs are in the garden. One of them will come in, and then I have to let him in. But oh, interesting. Where people are from. Interesting. Worldwide. What did I want to say? Yeah, 1 hour pretty much. A little bit longer maybe because we want to see what the effect is on the market once we have the interest rate decision, not increase, decision. So if I talk slowly, I'm reading the chat in parallel. Crypto Benny, why you are not a gold member? You might not be a gold member here if you're not, if you haven't joined on YouTube. So obviously it's not linked because that's YouTube system. And if you joined on the website or somewhere else, then yeah, you're not YouTube member here, a gold member on YouTube, because we can't do that. We can't tell YouTube that you are a gold member somewhere else. That doesn't work. It's just a different way of signing up though. So however, that doesn't make any difference. So Dubai, Canada, worldwide. So yeah, great. So if you could hit the like buttons throughout the 60 minutes, that would be great. And as you can see, yeah, the target rate is projections. Yeah, are basically no change. So no change to the interest rate. That's the expectation at the moment. And yeah, I mean, they can always surprise. Okay, the Fed can always surprise. I would not try to trade these events, because essentially what we need to do, if we want to have something reliable, we need to let it play out, let the volatility stop, and then we identify some structures, unless you want to really try to trade every single wave, and unless you are trading. There are people who trade these news and stuff like that, but you need to be very fast. So you literally, when a projection comes out, you need to hit the button, you need to be prepared. But yeah. Oh, worldwide. Okay, fantastic. A question from Freddy. If the Fed raise would maybe not be bad, as could flush us out of these boring. Yeah, I mean, I just want. Well, I've just seen 2 people from Milton Keynes, UK. It's crazy. It's quite close to where I am, actually. Ha! Anyway, yeah, so I'll read the chat in parallel. I think we keep it slow here, this live stream. I don't know what time zones you're all in. For me, it's evening. And okay, what did I want to talk about? So yeah, the Fed obviously is probably planning one more rate hike. I guess they will tell us that more specifically today. Projections clearly show no interest rate increase today. Well, again, they can always surprise. but that's the projection, okay? And that's all we have, right? That's all we have. I don't know what they all think in their minds. We don't know. We can only go by what they tell us eventually. But yeah, it seems like we should get one more probably, especially as if you watch the news this week, obviously we had CPI data. Inflation was a little higher. No, was it last week? CPI? Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it? The time is running. We had CPI data and inflation was a little higher than even forecasted. It was already set to increase, but it increased even stronger, probably due to the oil price, which is going up again. And it's likely going to go up further a little bit due to the oil prices. But due to that also they might again add one more increase, okay? But maybe they will slow down a little bit. Maybe they will let it like this for a while. Then they might increase maybe end of the year, maybe next year. At some point they will start to reduce them again. I'm personally convinced. I don't think we get into this spiral of increasing interest rates. I don't think so, at least from what I see and know now. I think they will have to bring them down again. No, I've never been to Hungary, Gergo. So things, but I have learned Elliott Wave analysis through you and forever great since it's working for me. Fantastic, yeah. Are you moving to Luxembourg? No, I'm not moving to Luxembourg. No. Luxia. Hi Ben, do you just do Elliott Wave or do you also trade based on SMC and ICT? No, it's just Elliott Wave. There's no need. If Elliott Wave gives me everything I need, I don't need any other methods or indicators. I mean, I use additional indicators. Yeah, I use the RSI, the MACD. What do we use? Volume sometimes. But you don't need much more. I mean, the Fibonacci levels are enough together with the Elliott Waves. It's complex enough anyway. But it's worth knowing that obviously Elliott Wave works really well in trending markets. So if we are in ranges, then it doesn't work so well, and you just need to know that. You might want to pick any other methods, or you want to have maybe different edges, different methods, different strategies for different market conditions. Now again, and then you can of course look at different time frames and trade different time frames. Now when there's no trend on the on the 4-hour chart, well, there might be one on the daily chart, or there might be one on the 15-minute chart. So, but yeah, Elliott Wave works best in trends. If you're dealing with a choppy structure, like for example Chainlink, it works. It still tells you the levels, but it's just not the predictive powers. They reduce significantly. Okay, one view of Bitcoin. Yeah, let's put Bitcoin onto the chart. So obviously that's the daily chart. Daily chart suggests obviously that we are bullish at the moment, at least. That's what it suggests. But it also suggests that there is still plenty of space to the downside. So this is the view since the November lows. And here on the Bitcoin chart, obviously we've got here a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 down, another 1-2 set up. Oh, I let the dog in. Okay, so we've got this 1-2 setup on the chart. No, I need to. Yeah, now he's lying down. Okay, so this could also be, all of this could be wave 1, right? All of this could be wave 1. And that basically determines the support level. Now, I have specified the support level in a way that I say, okay, I'd rather give it a little bit more space and say, okay, this is the entire area. This is the bullish support. So basically somewhere at one of these fib levels, we should see a reaction and we should turn around, ideally, okay? Now, where exactly, we're not entirely sure. That depends really also on what happens today. But if you followed the shorter time frame videos, then you will know the relevant levels. So Bitcoin here, this is the 30-minute chart. It literally all depends on this one resistance level, continuation to the downside. Here, yeah, in a C wave is expected as long as the price stays below 27,480. Anything above that will make this chart more bullish. First of all, probably a little bit nebulous, but then once we can identify 5 waves up, then we have, again, the next structure that can be traded, right? Because then we can look at the pullback area in a pullback, really. And yeah, we'll see what happens then. Today, you just need to be aware that there can be distortions. So you might see a wick above. Let's say we eventually come down and we break down according to the yellow wave count. Maybe due to the volatility, it will break resistance and then come down. That's all possible on a day like that, okay? So where I learned Elliott Wave analysis, well, I learned it myself just through years of application and following others. You know, I had a mentor at some point, but there are books out there. And over the years, you know, it's just all about the rules is one thing, but you need the experience to apply it. I think that's. Florian asked, do professional traders use Elliott Waves often? Well, that depends on the trader. I mean, there are many traders who use Elliott Waves. There are many traders who don't use Elliott Waves. So, like, everybody's got their method and their edge. But I think Elliott Wave is especially useful in crypto because it's so good for risk management and because crypto is one of the most sentiment-driven markets. So it's not so much based on fundamentals like maybe other markets. You know, the crypto market is really just sentiment, hype. And Elliott Wave is perfect for that. But yeah, there are many professional, popular, and well-known traders that use Elliott Wave, for example. Yep, absolutely. Just listen to or read the Market Wizard book series. There are a few of the let's say very successful traders in there highlight the use of Elliott Wave. Okay. So Lucas said, I will be shocked if Bitcoin moves more than 1%. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the last few times we didn't really have much action. We really didn't have much action. So we want to see, I mean, I don't care really if it goes up or down. We've got wave counts for both, right? If it goes down from here, it would be ideal because here this is basically also a short trade setup. Now it's it's a bit unclear because Bitcoin is really hovering and consolidating just below that resistance. So it's a little bit, you know, whenever you're so close to resistance, it's of course getting more likely that it will break. Whereas ETH, for example, has a perfect, picture perfect, you know, textbook bearish setup here. It had it yesterday, this 1-2 setup. Since then, it actually has come down further. But again, it hasn't broken below the previous swing low. So it's all a little bit hanging in there in the middle of nowhere and just waiting for a decision, basically. But yeah, I mean, I would prefer the move down on the Bitcoin chart because it would be clearer. The move up is a bit unclear, I have to say. It's very messy. Very much overlapping price action, and yeah, it could only work as a so-called diagonal pattern, and diagonals, you can't trust them. Can't trust them. Yeah, let's look at, I mean, Solana, I had a few, I mean, I'm just gonna pick a few of the coins that you're shouting in the chats. Obviously can't look at all of them. Would be great if you hit the like button, and that will make this stream a bit more popular. Yeah, B and Pasco, that's true. I mean, especially on a day like that, it might just have some. You always need to watch out for those fake wicks, which is why I often say we talk about the sustained break of resistance, right? I mean, if Bitcoin today, you know, wicks to the upside, maybe a fake out. This is an ascending wedge pattern, right? They often do break to the downside. Now they can, of course, break to the upside, but often they do break to the downside. Often you get a fake out wick before it actually breaks down. That can happen. I mean, that would not be a sustained break above resistance. So just highlighting that here. Yeah, I mean, Solana certainly has the potential here to push higher. Absolutely. It's just trying to push above that 61.8 retracement level, and it could follow the white wave count. This is one where I say, okay, the low could be in, but I can't really confirm it until I see the right structure on the chart. But that's a potential here. Absolutely. And it's just leaving our larger support area here, our larger trend reversal area. And if it does that, and it does it in 5 waves, and breaks above $22, that's a key level there. I want to see 5 waves above that level. Then I would say the low is probably in. If it doesn't give us 5 waves, well, see, all it could then just do is an extended correction, like a W, X, Y, X, Z correction. So that's possible. But therefore, I need to see the 5 waves up, because in this move up, in a correction, this would only be a 3-wave move. So as soon as I have 5, and it holds the 3-wave pullback, we can say it has bottomed. Certainly potential there, right? And in the C wave, it could go into the $40 region, maybe even a little higher. Something interesting. So it's doing well. I mean, it's been holding better than many other coins. Yeah. So no, I don't. P asked if I'm an East or West Londoner. No, I don't live in London. Yeah, GMX. GMX is one of the coins that I update if I see something interesting. I update in the channel membership quite a bit. So if anybody of you is interested to just check out our membership, feel free to do so. There is so much content. It will take you a while to consume it all. Lots of learning stuff and learning materials and daily updates and so on. And here, yeah, GMX is one of the interesting setups we had. It broke briefly below support, but never invalidated the setup. It's moving higher. Not that convincing yet, but it's getting more and more interesting. If this is a 3rd wave, which is in the making now, then it needs to break above $39 first to confirm it, and then eventually should take us in the next step to the 1.618 FIB extension. That's at $46, $47. So that's the next level I want to see. Then a wave for pullback and another high, and we've got 5 waves up. That's one that I bought at around $32. Yeah, it's not great, but it might. Sometimes it does its own thing. GMX is, by the way, quite an interesting project itself. I think it's one of the only projects where they actually generate a cash flow for the actual investors. Yeah. Interesting. No, I'm not going to cover the Powell speech because that would be far too long. But we'll cover the interest rate decision, and then I'll probably just switch off. Dinner time. Morad, MCO, did you ever consider making your NFT and holders can access your content? To be honest, I don't really want to get into this until it's more regulated. There's just far too much baggage that comes with it, regulatory stuff, and I don't know. It's maybe in the future, but there's just far too much rubbish that comes with it. NFTs at the moment, maybe in the future, but it's I don't see the benefit anyway at the moment. Not okay. Question was about Band. Band is also one of the coins that I updated today for gold members. So in the membership, we do cover requests from time to time. Yeah, because I often see it in YouTube comments. Can you do this? Can you do that? We're already struggling to fulfill all member requests, so we do prioritize member requests. We collect them on Discord and Telegram. If you're interested, check it out. It's not a guaranteed extra because we can't cover thousands of coins. Hope you understand. But that's a chart. I would at least give it a chance. I'm skeptical. I don't like the move up, but there's definitely still a 5-wave move that can be counted as such. It's a very young chart still compared to stocks, for example. It's an altcoin, of course, but it needs to prove itself, of course, by holding now support. I mean, so far there is no sign that the low is in. Okay, I give it a chance that it's bullish potentially and has a chance to go to a new all-time highs band because it rallied in 5 waves, okay, and the move down, even though you can count it as a 5-wave move, I can also count it as a WXY complex correction, And as long as it's holding 54 cents, I will view it as potentially bullish. Obviously with caution, it's an altcoin, yeah. But yeah, the 54-cent level, if that breaks, that's it. There is a level that we can watch as next potential Fibonacci support within the orange support area. That's 67 cents. That's the level I would watch. That's the 1.618 extension level of the W wave. And yeah, that's what I'm watching. I mean, again, with this coin, the problem is, first of all, it's an altcoin. The problem is that I can also count this as a 5-wave move down, right? That's the main issue. But still, even when we talk about, even if this chart is bearish, ideally we still want to see some kind of a reaction out of this area. Because if it's 5 waves down, which is bearish, then at least it should give us an ABC structure to the upside, and then could still come down further later, right? So yeah, it's something I'm watching, but the thing is, as long as we don't have any setup on the lower time frame that would support a rally anyway, I would focus on the downside. You can also add a trend line here, more or less like that. That can give you a first view of when this downtrend is likely over, because the count is basically complete or nearly complete, so a reversal would be likely at some point. Yeah, a break of the trend line, like Solana, which has done it, yeah, might be a hint that things are starting to change. Yeah, the decision, I've just seen interest rate, yeah, it depends on your time zone, but it's basically in, oh, where are we? 37 minutes. Okay, question was there about Rune. Okay, so Rune got rejected basically here around this resistance, actually. But yeah, it was supposed to come down anyway, either in the white wave count, where it now has a chance to form a 4th wave support. So yeah, 4th wave correction, basically. It's a 3-wave move down now, and as long as it's holding $1.64, it can give us one more high in a wave 5. And if it does that, then we actually have, 5 waves up, okay? If it breaks below $1.64, I have to assume that the yellow wave count is in the making, and it could take us to completely new lows. Yeah, so far this is only a 3-wave move to the upside on the Rune chart. 5 waves up will set it up for a continuation, well, not continuation, but for a bull run basically, because then we have on a decent time frame 5 waves up of the June 23 lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, the next setup will be after the ABC structure, or you short it down. But yeah, at the moment, I mean, the white wave count, again, yeah, probabilities for the yellow wave count will definitely increase below $1.64. It could still technically be that this white wave count here in the wave 4 is forming a triangle. I consider it, but I don't see that as very, I don't have enough waves in place to confirm it, right? I mean, that would be the other option, that it's forming here a triangle, because we had A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave, but that would be massive. I would only really bring that onto the chart if we are forming a higher low here. Yeah, if it breaks below micro support, at least the microstructure is then broken. The wave 4, the larger wave 4 here, will only break below $1.37. So you've got two levels of confirmation that will tell you that the yellow wave count is getting more likely. One is $1.64 and one is $1.37. At least below that level, it can't be a triangle anymore. We have to assume that it topped in just 3 waves. Palace asked, personal question, do you have? Yeah, I do have a family. Yeah. Absolutely. Ahmed asked, you should cover Maker. Well, I've been covering it for channel members a few times. I mean, the thing is, making YouTube videos for all of these altcoins, you know, people aren't watching them these days, you know. So if you want to get some more altcoin coverage, you can always check out our member live streams every Sunday. You know, I can't cover them all anyway. But Maker is no, it's not really doing 5 waves at the moment. Not yet. Okay. I mean, it's not a great chart. It did form, however, 5 waves up off the 2020 lows. So we have 5 waves up, 3 waves down so far. Yeah. So there are again two wave counts. The yellow count is bullish. If it breaks above the $1,430 level, then I think we have a chance that it's really forming here wave 1 in yellow. And then the wave 2 pullback would be basically the last chance to get in to the next bull run rally, okay? So first of all, watching if it can actually break above 1,432 in 5 waves, okay? But at the moment, this pretty much looks like an ABC structure in a wave 4 in the white wave count, which could take us to another low. So it's just in resistance. In resistance, decision will be made here. A break above resistance will will shift the probabilities towards the yellow wave count. But is it a 5 wave move actually? Hasn't really reached the minimum. Oh, well, it could do if it makes one more high. I would need to look at the structure then, but yeah, that's resistance. At the moment, it's only 3 waves up into resistance, so it hasn't changed the trend yet. Okay, it hasn't changed the trend. It's something potentially interesting. I mean, as long as it's above $386, it's still potentially bullish long term, yeah. But below 386, that's the lifetime 78.6 retracement level. It might go bearish below that level, yeah. So So members question, just curious if you can speak on how the metals move in the market. Do they move off fundamentals or sentiment? Everything is sentiment driven. It's just that crypto is probably the most sentiment driven market. It's hype like nothing else, especially altcoins. I mean, you have in some markets, fundamentals have, you know, let's say more of an impact. Like take the stock market, okay, earnings, things like that. They do have an impact, often only short term, but they do have an impact. But essentially, it's all sentiment driven. And yeah, also the metals markets move in waves of sentiment. So 1 second, just need to let the other dog in as well. 1 second. Okay. Okay. Logovka asked, do you think Bitcoin has a chance to be rejected by the bull market support band? I actually don't follow that. I don't actually know where that is. The bull market support band. BLZ was a request just now. Oh, I thought I had a chart. I think I have a chart for that one. So yeah, Blue Cell at the moment pushing. The problem is this chart has not yet given us a clear 4th wave. So it's one of the coins that I did cover for members on Sunday and a few times now. And we said the bullish support is 8.6 cents. So it can still give us one more high as long as that support is holding for a 5 wave pattern. But it hasn't really given me 5 waves yet. So, I mean, not even a 4th wave as it seems, okay? It doesn't... All of this could just still be within the 3rd wave. That's the problem. The main problem is you can see it very clearly on the chart just visually. You've got your wave 2 here. Well, it hasn't given me a clear 4th wave, okay? This is probably still an extension in the 3rd, which means not good, because if I don't see the clear 5-wave structure, this is just, again, a 3-wave move at the moment. I can just lift up the support with it. So that's the support against which the price is moving higher. So 10 cents now, okay? So it can basically drop 50% and still be bullish, still give us a 5th wave. At some point, we want that move down to happen to prove to us that it can form 5 waves. But the problem is with most of these altcoins, especially in the bear market, they're actually not capable of forming the 5 waves. So yeah, this is still a 3rd wave, still a 3-wave move, unfortunately. So if I go to the daily chart, the problem with this chart also is that this here is an ABC structure to the upside. I might actually change my view on this chart, depending on what it does here. A, B, C, is it? I need to look. If it pushes much higher than this, then it wouldn't be a wave 4 anymore, but it's still only a 3-wave move to the upside. That's the main problem. But I will update that on for channel members, because I did start to cover it. Yeah, it's above standard retracement for the wave 4. I would need to look at what else it could be. Could just be some kind of a B wave rally. It just all looks corrective here. For example, what it could be is ABC structure down in an A wave. Then here A, B, C in a larger B wave. They can even overshoot. And then it comes down once more. As long as it's, I mean, that's far away now, right? But this chart, long-term support is at 1.6 cents. The problem, this is another chart that's actually a lifetime downtrend. So essentially, if you zoom out, this is just ranging. Yeah, it has never made a new all-time high, and it topped in 3 waves. So it's worth to be skeptical about this chart. Oops. It's just as long as we only have 3 waves up, there's nothing exciting here. Glenn asks, what's your buy-in area for Bitcoin long-term? I mean, long-term, this is still an interesting range, right? That we are in at the moment. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I mean, I buy sometimes here and there at the moment. Just carefully spot. But I will increase my positions as we go lower, right? So sort of to average down, basically lower the average cost. Because I only do that with Bitcoin, though, and Ethereum, because I do see them as portfolio assets, whereas I don't see altcoins as portfolio assets. They are speculative trades, okay? They are more experiments. And if you're here and enjoy the live stream, it would be great if we can get a few more likes out of it. Oh yeah, let's have a look. What is actually Bitcoin doing? Okay, it's just moving slowly. It's not going to do much until 26 minutes still. Robin asked about Pepe. I mean, we do have a Pepe chart, but I think the time of Pepe is gone. I think it's gone. It's like ape. You know, we had the dog coins, we had the ape coins, and now we had the frog coins. But yeah, I mean, it obviously topped in 3 waves. It came down in a 1. We had a short trade area here. I think it didn't touch it, fortunately, but it came very close. And then, yeah, it's bearish in my opinion. Yeah, it's coming down, in my opinion, here in the 3rd wave at the moment. I think I posted it. I can't remember. I think I posted it on Telegram last time that the next level to watch is here, the 5069 level. So maybe it gets there. The thing is, yeah, it can always get a bounce in the 4th wave, but they are nothing that you want to really trade on the long side. Normally not. At least you don't, you know, it's against the higher level trend, basically. There's nothing reliable here, really. You can't even draw a proper trend line anywhere, I think. And it's just going down, you know, and yeah, I'm not sure if it will ever recover, really. Maybe here and there, maybe in a wave 2 correction, and then, so we'll see. If an impulse shows to the upside, again, it could be, we can always turn bullish again and look for the next setup, but this is at the moment a downtrend. And it has been for, since the beginning. Yeah, it's since May, so not good. Okay, so Lana we covered. There was a question just now about long-term Matic. We're now working on all these long-term charts. So as channel members, for example, you can access them all the time. Not for all charts, the long-term, because only for the promising charts. Yeah, not most altcoin charts aren't really showing much promise long-term. So this is it's our weekly chart for Matic. So it shows that Matic is now possibly already in the fifth wave. So it basically formed the wave 1 initially in 2019, came down in wave 2. This year was a third wave. This year now is a fourth wave. This pullback into the June lows last year, and we're now in a fifth wave. This is a very optimistic view, but it has a chance to follow that as long as it doesn't break below this support area. This is a long term. This is on the weekly chart, the support, yeah. It's basically between 20, let me just double check something. Yeah, between 28.7 cents and 14 cents. Now, I'm not saying it will come into this area again. It's just support. So below 14 cents, there's nothing bullish left on this chart. So I hope this is basically where the chart will be destroyed. Hopefully we don't get there. But this is sort of the weekly chart, yeah. And obviously at the moment, the potential is there that it already is in this fifth wave. Next, you could say milestone target to the upside would be between $1.70 and $2.44. And then eventually for the next bull run, I'm sort of watching the area between $5 and $8. Let's see if we get there. It can always go higher, right? They can always extend. And this target area up there will be influenced by this one. So if this one goes higher, then this one will also go higher. Yeah, annoyed by school said, yeah, so many altcoins feel so unnecessary and worthless. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm not sure if we ever see like an altcoin rally as we had it in the past, like where actually all of them were rallying. It's just a different kind of market. And I think that we will get rallies, but a lot of them I think will not get to new all-time highs, and it will be much more selective, I think. I think people have learned their lesson, and also I think just a lot of them are just worthless. Yeah. So Infinite Wisdom, you ask QNT BTC. I mean, are you asking for the QNT BTC chart? I mean, I've never looked at that. We can have a quick look. QNT BTC. Yeah, I'm not sure which one is gonna be the longest. Oh, I actually have a chart. Huh. But it's not very helpful, is it? I think I shared that before. And the problem with these BTC charts is that they typically run in ABC structures. That's what they do for some reason. So they always move in ABC structures. Yeah, the BTC or the ETH BTC chart as well. Also the QNT BTC chart. So it's very much trendless. It doesn't give you anything. So it only shows you that it's basically moving without a clear trend. Yeah, higher high here, lower low here. Could be anything. Could turn into some kind of a megaphone pattern, but then I don't have enough data because this beginning is very unreliable. But yeah, who knows? This doesn't give you a clear trend. That's the main problem. It's just in the middle as well, so it's not even close to a trend line. So yeah, very neutral, very neutral. Most altcoins are losing out cycle over cycle compared to Bitcoin. But what you will find if you analyze crypto charts, they move in these ABC structures, which don't give you a clear trend normally. And most altcoin charts, if you compare the altcoin with BTC, they're all dropping. Yeah, Bitcoin is the only one that has stood the test of time. And most altcoins, if you compare them to Bitcoin and look at the performance, yeah, Bitcoin is outperforming them, right? Cycle over cycle. I think there are only a couple where... Oh, now it's raining. Wow. Okay. Horrible weather today in the UK. Horrible weather. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah, I mean, there are only a few altcoins that actually outperform Bitcoin cycle over cycle. And that's why I say typically I don't see altcoins as investment quality, because a lot of them die if you look at probabilities. And if we talk about a few altcoins that did outperform Bitcoin long term, I think the only, well, there are a couple. BNB, BTC, there's one exception, a clear exception. Yeah, it looks actually quite good. That's really impressive. I think the only altcoin that has such a good BTC chart. Well, the other one is ETH BTC, which I've got a separate wave count on, but that's also not too bad. But it's far less impressive. Okay, no, it's not too bad either. So it's not too bad. And then we've got yeah, Doge for some reason, but the USD chart doesn't look very good. So, but yeah, also Doge. No, not Doge USD. Doge BTC. That's actually also quite funny to see that it actually, but it lost throughout 13 to 21, 20, and then had one spike. So I wouldn't call that an uptrend yet. Oh, is volatility starting? So this is now going to start to be, oh, not really, not yet. It's typically raining in summer, winter, fall, and spring. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. B and Pasco. Ada Eve. I mean, yeah, we can have it. I mean, I've never looked at it, right? But also most people wouldn't trade this anyway. Yeah, this looks like a lifetime downtrend to me. It's starting. Ada Eve. Downtrend, huh? Also, this is a very clear three-wave move, the last rally. This in the beginning looks a bit strange. But the problem you have on this chart, a lower high, okay? And it's made a new all-time low basically now. So it's coming down in this kind of channel maybe. But yeah, this could be anything. But it's following a channel as it seems. Not really enough touch points to have a very reliable channel, but actually, yeah, okay. Look, we've got enough touch points here. So that certainly doesn't really set it up for anything really positive long term compared to ETH. Yeah, and I'm sure the ADA BTC chart also doesn't look much better. Yeah, it's just could be a triangle that could be sideways. XRP starting to sell. That's what James is asking. Yeah, I mean, if we talk about XRP, the expectation was for it to go a little lower now. Don't know if you watched the previous video. Ideally, no, it's not really. So it came down. It would need to turn down now, or it will take out that swing high. Now that doesn't change much on this chart, right? It's just that at the moment, this is all viewed currently as a triangle, this pattern since August. So breakout point to the upside of the triangle would actually be here, 55.8 cents, because that would really invalidate the triangle. I will already pay attention to that trend line here. But yeah, it can range a little bit more. But if it breaks above the trend line, which is basically here, yeah, if it breaks, you could say if it gets a sustained break above today's high, it might get to 55.8 next, and a break above that would, yeah, unlock more bullish potential. But I don't like the structure. Is nothing, just corrective as well. Could ADA die DK. I mean, yeah, I mean, surely, I mean, anything can die. I hope not. But yeah, ADA could also die. Sure. I mean, the ADA, what's the ADA long-term support? I mean, it's way down, right? So 5 cents. So as long as ADA is holding 5 cents, but that's the weekly chart. I'm not saying it will go down that much, but that's really, so if we get another bear market low, the 13.2 cent level would be likely, okay? The 61.8 extension here. And yeah, below that, 5.6 cents. I hope we don't get that much down, but it seems, I mean, if Bitcoin makes another bear market low, I mean, a lot of coins will come down to these levels, right? ADA as well. But below that level, I've got nothing bullish left on ADA. But I like the view of, you know, this move up, impulse. It just, yeah, needs to finish this correction at some point. The contrarian, do you do Elliott Wave counts on stocks? Yes. Yeah, we've got the More Trading Online channel. So it's the other YouTube channel where we cover stocks. The question about Polkadot by Velvet. So it's only like 12 minutes or something now. Guess what? Maybe nothing happens. Guess what? Nothing happens. And we are gonna, I don't know. It's a boring market. Honestly, there are not many, you could say, reliable trade setups at the moment out there. Okay, but we talk about that. There was just a question: how can you learn Elliott Wave through YouTube? I think it's hard through YouTube. I think it's really hard through YouTube. Because there are a lot of people who just put the wave somewhere, and if you just put the wave somewhere and you're not doing your work with Fibonacci levels, then you get to the wrong results. And yeah, I don't know anybody who's really educating about Elliott Wave on YouTube. We have a lot of learning material in the membership. You can check that out. I mean, there's so much. It fills a book basically. You can check that out. It's really cheap for what we offer. And there are Elliott Wave tutorials. You know, the weekly live streams always cover an educational topic. There is tons of reading material about Elliott Wave. Nothing copied from somewhere. It's actually all hand-picked and written specifically for our server. And there are, you know, audio lessons that you can learn about it. Yeah, you know, you can learn it in our membership, and it's too cheap for that. Yeah, it is. If I could, I would make it 10 times more expensive, but it's too late now. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. We want to get as many people in there as possible, obviously, because financial education is important, right? And even if you just learn about risk management, then you've probably already saved money. Okay. Yeah, DOT, no change. Yeah, DOT is just moving in a corrective mess here. But I wanted to say there are not many short-term, really interesting setups at the moment. Yeah, maybe you can find a setup every day, everywhere. But we basically want now that this correction that started already in February on the DOT chart, for example, that this finally finishes. And we probably get towards the end of this cycle. So we reached our target area already down here. First reversal attempt. It's too small to be reliable, okay? But that's the area where we're watching for a bottom here between basically $3.40 and yeah, $4. So this is the target area, the larger target area. There are some smaller levels here to watch, but yeah, it takes a break above the end of August high, which is at $4.79 for me to really consider really that a low has been made, because by then it will have broken out of the channel as well, and then we probably move towards $7 to $8. I mean, Sol, we covered Sol. I don't think there's anything new on the Sol chart that we haven't talked about, not on the previous video. So that, yeah, there's no change. Let's see. Just reading through the chat. Okay, FTM. FTM is a chart I mean, it's bearish chart, probably. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will ever see new all-time highs again. Let me just double check something. Yeah, I mean, it might make a complete new bear market low. Yeah, and the problem is if it does that, there's literally no support left down here. Yeah, so it could drop like a stone. And the key level here is the 16 to 17 cent area. So if it loses that, yeah, I'm not sure what there is. And this is even a head and shoulders pattern here. I mean, there's nothing down there left. Okay, so it's about to break that, and if not now, then potentially after it moves into this resistance area, which is between 27 and 48 cents. So that might be a bull market target here for Phantom. And if it then breaks down, it could take out and go to zero. Now, again, there's pessimistic view, but only because it's dropped too much in this bear market. And yeah, I mean, it could drop much more, you know. But basically, it dropped even in 5 waves here most recently, and that's why I will see every rally. And it is due a rally now. It's overdue because we have 5 waves down. So one cycle is complete, but the fact that it's not doing anything is certainly not good. Well, that can happen tomorrow, right? But it would then probably target 27 to 48 cents first, and then we see how we move from there. Correct, Nick. Like and subscribe. That's correct. All the wave nerds like myself, please do that. Sam's lunch break is over. Okay. So what time is it actually? What time is it? It is going to be 6 more minutes. So going to be interesting. Logovka, thank you very much for your kind words about the membership. So let's look at VeChain. I had saw a few questions about VeChain. How do you deal with fake accounts? I'm not sure what you mean. We get them banned. There are obviously scammers, you know, everywhere. So we just report them, get them banned. And we've got our warning in every video. So yeah, this is interesting one. This had a potentially bullish setup that never broke since the June lows. So wave 1 to the upside, yeah. Correction down, bounced off the 78.6 retracement level here a couple of times, and broke now out of a wedge pattern to the upside and is now at a breakout point. So literally, you see a lot of these coins at the moment at potential breakout points. Oh, Wintrinsic, welcome to the membership. Welcome. Thank you. We see a lot of coins currently at breakout points, and that always means, you know, that doesn't mean they have to break out, but it means, look, something is brewing there. So they are either in the very early stages of a trend reversal back to the upside, or they're going to fail. If they fail, they will fail here. So, for example, here we had a bullish setup, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and it bounced off support, rallied now to this sort of, you could argue that that's also going to be maybe a neckline of a head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And yeah, as soon as it goes here, I think this is like Sol, a potential opportunity, because it broke out of a very similar structure. It's a different count, but it broke out of a very similar structure to the upside. And now we just need that next level taken out. Still too early to really say that we get back into bull run or anything, but yeah. Certainly interesting. One of the interesting ones. Another interesting one was Aave, and Aave also, I think, it delivers at the moment. That was another bullish setup we had on the chart. Yeah, that's following through, so it gets more and more interesting now. Also did hold our trend reversal area down there. Might be in the third wave. Ideally, I want to see it get to $69 in the third wave. This is just following through. ANC shorts. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean with price action is more accurate and effective or Elliott waves, because when we deal with Elliott wave, we're looking at price structure. Yeah, we're looking at price action, so it's the same. Unless, yeah, I'm not sure. It's the same. So we basically look at price structure, find out in what kind of structure it's moving, and then we, based on that, we know what Fibonacci levels we have to use. Pix Meraki, how can I get your membership? Well, it's linked in the description. You can just check it out. Just see if you like it. Check it for a month, and it's a great community. Really thankful for that community. Okay, so just a few more minutes. So 3 minutes. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just open here Forex Factory, because they normally update it quite quickly. There's always a little bit of a stream delay between the chat actually and the actual stream, so you might see me talk about it a little later. Where is it actually? FOMC, there you go. It should then appear here. 2:37. So that's a countdown. What's your view? Is it going to stay the same? 5.5%? What do you think? I think it's going to stay the same. At least one more month. And I'm not sure. I have no idea what the market is going to do. The levels are all clear. Today was quite boring because the market didn't do anything. But at least we can all get on with our lives, and everybody can get on with their trades when this is done and the market is settled. So we just watch the. It's 2 more minutes. So someone asked about Litecoin. So let's have a quick look. I didn't make a video today about Litecoin. Oops. I think the comments from the last video are still relevant. Yeah, it's still sort of moving in this range. The yellow box, which goes down to $48, is basically where we'd like to see it turn around eventually. It reacted now to resistance again. So it could also form a similar triangle, like, for example, here, XRP, yeah, got rejected in this short trade area again twice already. So, yeah. Okay, let's so Link, I made a video today actually. But yeah, let's leave that countdown open now. It's gonna be interesting. What's Bitcoin? Let's see. Not doing anything. Yeah, it could just be a non-event, I've had enough of these where then eventually nothing happened, right? You talk about it and nothing happened. But we don't take these events too seriously because, first of all, nobody's got a crystal ball, okay? And best is just to let the dust settle. I hope there will be some volatility. I mean, it's just we need to get out of this range. It says 30 seconds here. Neek, price action is effective for scalping. Elliott Wave is best for swing trades. Yeah, I mean, Elliott Wave works best in a trending market. I mean, if you want to scalp, then Elliott Wave is probably... Well, you can scalp, whatever you define scalping, right? In a trend, you can use Elliott Wave, but maybe then you want to use other methods as well. So what does it show here? You might have it before me because the chat is always faster. Nothing happened. Okay, 5.5%, no change. Okay, what is the market doing? Oh, nothing. Let's see. Let's see if it does anything. It actually shouldn't do much because, it was forecasted. So maybe it's not doing anything. Yeah. It's painful to watch, isn't it? Come on, sell off Bitcoin. Whatever is happening now, we blame the Fed. No, I'm not anxious. I'm just, I don't know, frustrated with this market. September, yeah, let's see. I mean, dumping goes down. Just reading through the chat. We'll see. It would be nice to come down a bit. That would be the clearer path. But who knows? Often the first reaction is it actually goes the other way later, right? Yeah, and bear in mind that from now on, there could be additional volatility, well, for basically a couple of hours, because whatever Jerome is going to say, that can also trigger some volatility. Oh yes, Marcus, I'm German, but I live in the UK. But we also have a German channel that you can check out if you'd like to. By the way, any Germans here, German-speaking people, check out our German channel, More Crypto Online DE. You can also subscribe if you don't speak German. Yeah, nothing happening. Okay, nothing happening. Bye. Oops. Oh, so it feels a bit like watching paint dry. So I don't think. Yeah, what's the S&P actually doing? Let's look at the S&P. But did you realize that Bitcoin is obviously decoupling a little bit from the S&P at the moment? We also have a German stocks and shares channel if you missed that one. Okay, anyway, yeah, the S&P is also not moving much, right? But it's also set here for continuation to the downtrend. But before going down, it could just reset the B wave maybe. But I still see in this wave 4 on the S&P chart another low. Two pathways that I can imagine: direct follow through, or it's resetting the B wave just in a larger 3-wave move before coming down. Yeah, that's something that has become increasingly likely in the last couple of days. But eventually, at least here, one more low below the August low is expected, and then we'll have a major decision down here. This is going to be important, because if on the S&P we get 5 waves down here overall and it breaks below 4,188, it might lead to a market crash. I'm talking about a real crash into the region around 2,500, maybe 3,000. So that will be significant, yeah. Certainly should go below the October 22 low. So that's going to be significant. Emil, yeah. You're living in Switzerland. All right. Yeah, hope you enjoyed there. Been there a few times. Okay, DXY. Yeah, DXY I haven't looked at it in a few days, so I'm not sure if I'm up to speed with the count. Okay, yeah, we're just in resistance now on the DXY chart. It's also not doing much. I mean, seems to be a bit of a non-event unless Jerome Powell can shake it loose a little bit. Here the expectation is that this is an A, B, C structure, right? And then the B wave is A, B, C. And this is the resistance area. It shouldn't go much higher, in my opinion. It still can go higher as long as it's holding $104.18. But a break below $104.18 will be a first sign that a top of some sort is in place. Yep, and then it should follow through to 103. And below 103, I will assume that the C wave down into the low $90 range is going to happen. Yeah, I mean, the dollar isn't doing much, really. Small reaction. Yeah, again, it can still give us here potentially another high in this 5th wave. but it should get towards the end of this. Rally here. Interesting is that Bitcoin is completely decoupled from. People always said, okay, if the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. I don't know. I don't see that. And also the S&P, Bitcoin didn't really care what it was doing in the last few days. So always be careful with correlations. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem to be doing much, to be fair. I think the market is now waiting for Jerome. Okay, the initial reaction wasn't surprising, or the reaction was just neutral to a very unsurprising interest rate decision. Okay, good question about Gala. I mean, Gala is one that I still cover because there are a lot of people interested. But, this project, so unprofessional what they're doing. I mean, stealing, or I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, this is obviously still set to go lower. I wouldn't be surprised if this completely collapses. But it's reacting very nicely to our Fibonacci levels. The next one will be 1.299 cents and 1.18. I don't see any indication that this has stopped the downtrend. So these are the next targets. Yeah. So I don't think there's much more to say, really. I think I have to get some dinner. I think we've been here for an hour now, so I'm going to close the stream. Thanks all for joining. If you like to learn about Elliott Wave, check out our membership. Especially as a gold member, you also get additional updates. Every Sunday we do a live stream, member live stream. We cover some requests. It's always educational. You can access all our previous live stream tutorials about Elliott Wave, Fibonacci levels, all sorts of stuff, mindset. So check it out. And yeah, thanks all for joining. Have a great evening, and maybe we'll see a little bit more action later. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.